they'll probably grab it off of Johnny. Yeah, give it a hand for it.
I'll just run it over there. Round of applause very quickly for Maureen with a beautiful speech. I'd like to welcome and thank you all for being here today. I know it means the world to John and Steph to be able to share this day with everyone present. Looking around the room, I know they're incredibly lucky to be surrounded by so many people who genuinely love them. For those who cannot be here due to the fact they are no longer with us, especially the puppy, Miss Molly, we know they are watching over John and Steph, and they feel their presence every day. In fact, I'm sure they had a little something to do with all that sunshine we received today. You know, early on in the week, it wasn't looking so good. A quick round of applause for the Burks for affording us all the opportunity to share in the best day of your daughters and new son-in-law's life. I can speak on behalf of all in attendance who are honored to be here. To Mr. and Mrs. Terzano, who held an amazing night last night after the rehearsal dinner, which was basically a mini wedding reception in and of itself. Thank you. I feel so fortunate to have a friend like John. We have virtually shared the best moments of our lives together for the past 18 years. Countless Springsteen shows, 21st birthdays, Yankee games at the both new and old stadiums, shutting down various watering holes across the Jersey Shore, namely Leggett's in the early 2000s. And John was my best man 3 years ago. We've celebrated the birth of my daughter 5 weeks ago. These are just to name a few. And now today, I get to stand here as John's best man, and I'm extremely humbled and very proud. So proud that I'd like to share a story with you all going back to when John asked me to be his best man. I remember the moment vividly because when John asked me, I pulled out this speech. I had it written 3 years before he got engaged. After he asked me to be his best man, I was just so proud. I was driving in my car, and I wanted to tell somebody, so I called Tom Ford, who Tom has become a dear friend of mine through the Terzanos, and it's been a blessing to get to know him and his family over the years. And I remember saying to Tom, great news, Johnny got engaged. I'm so happy for him and Steph, and he asked me to be his best man. I'm so proud. To which Tom responded, Sean, I hate to tell you, Sean, but you weren't his first choice. What do you mean, Tom? He was my best man. He's my best friend. Who else could he have asked? He asked Jay, Sean. Jay? Who? Jay who? Jay Wright, Sean. He asked Jay. He's been emailing him like crazy. Well, that's crazy. It is crazy. Well, he can't do it, Sean, so he's recruiting right now, so you're going to have to fill in. Okay. Well, I did what every best man would do. I mean, Jay is the man. So I decided I'm going to email the guy and see what he has to say. And, well, he sent this email. And it says, to John and Stephanie, sorry I cannot be there with you today, John, but understand that I'm with you in spirit. I must say I'm a little bummed you couldn't find another Nova guy to be your best man. Sean seems nice, but not only is he not a Nova guy, but he's from the ACC. Seriously. In any event, I send my best regards to the both of you for a life filled with health, happiness, and most of all, love. Congratulations and God bless. Go Cats, Jay Wright. I was a little down, but you know what? Jay's the man. It's okay. So what I do, I wanted to feel good about it, so I called my dear friend, Dr. Frank Apollo. Hey, Frank, I got great news. John and Steph are engaged, and I'm really touched. They asked me to be the best man. To which Frank said, oh, Shawnee, God bless you. I love you so much, but you weren't his first choice. No, I know, Frank. Yeah, yes, Jay. Jay? Yeah, Jay Wright. It's okay. Jay's the man. Well, yeah, he's been sending emails to Girardi for the past year. Girardi? Like Joe? Yeah, Coach Girardi. He was figuring throwing a Hail Mary pass, but they're on the West Coast this weekend, so Joe couldn't do it. So I'm like, oh, that's absolutely crazy. But I was fortunate enough to have a lunch with Joe Girardi a couple weeks ago, and I told him about John and this crazy friend of mine who's been emailing him. And so Joe's a great person, so he decided to send a little note to John and Steph. And it says, from the desk of Joe Girardi to John and Steph, all the best. And he signed it. So it's really fun. I can play second fiddle to the Yankees coach, Jay Wright, that's fine. But I still wanted to feel really good about myself for being John's best man. So who other than I could turn to tell me how great I was, but Mrs. T and Grandma. Oh yeah, it was a Sunday. It was right around the time when Maria and I were going back to New York City, and I wanted to stop by and say hello to them and wish them the best and just let them know how happy I was to be the best man. So I walked in and Grandma's making broccoli rabe and meatballs, and Mrs. Susano's making Sunday gravy. And I go in there, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for John and Steph, and I just can't be more touched that I'm the best man. To which Grandma turns around with a wooden spoon and says, "You're the best man!" in a very disappointed voice. And Grandma's never acted that way towards me. So I said, yeah, Grandma, I mean, who else could it have been? Well, I've been praying for 30 years, 25 rosaries a week, and have sent countless letters to the Vatican, hoping that I could somehow get the Pope to be his best man. But I guess that's not going to happen. Well, Grandma, I could not pull off getting an email from the Pope, and I couldn't even get the guy's autograph. But what I did was, I was home last night, and I Google imaged the Pope, and I printed out this great picture of the Pope. And John and Steph will have this picture with them the rest of their lives. Glad you're laughing. Okay, so in all seriousness, today has been one of the greatest days of my life. To be able to stand next to John up there on the altar was a tremendous thrill. Our friendship began when John moved to Wall Township in the 7th grade. It really flourished, though, when we went to Christian Brothers Academy. In those years, we became not only study partners and confidants, but really best friends. It grew in college, even though we were 6 hours apart. In the summers, I would ask John to spot me at the weight room, and it turned out he was lifting more weights than I was at the end. Over the years, we've been out of school. Our careers have taken different paths, and we now live in cities very far apart, but our bond has never been stronger. Like I said before, over the years, Maria and I will leave my parents' house, and we'll be at the light on Route 34. And instead of taking the left, I look at Maria, and without even saying a word, she knows exactly what I'm thinking, and she just nods her head yes. And instead of making the left to go to the Garden State Parkway, we shoot right over Route 34 so we can get some of Grandma's broccoli rabe before we head back to New York City. They become a part of our extended family, the Terzanos, and it's something that we feel very fortunate about in our lives. Besides being incredibly smart and hardworking, I admire many things about my buddy John. His honesty. John can't tell a lie. He actually has never told a lie in his life. You should try it out, and you ask him to tell a lie for you. There's no chance it happens. His lips quiver. Okay? He looks away from you, he starts sweating, and he runs immediately out of the room. It's a disaster. He never lies. Loyalty. I'm not talking about his infatuation with the Jets, Yankees, and Nova basketball. I know I can call John up at any time of day or night, run something by him, and he'll be by my side no matter what. His faith. It stems from his upbringings. He's never strayed from it, and I know he's never going to. And lastly, his love of and for his family. I come from a very tight-knit family myself, and I honestly think that is what drew John and I so close together immediately. We both realize that at the end of the day, what is important in life is your friends and family, and the rest really always takes care of itself. The qualities that I just mentioned make me believe that there is no question John is ready to be the best husband, and God willing, one day the greatest father out there. I'd also like to mention another reason why I'm so confident is that every woman that has ever been in my life that I've loved has adored John more than me. I would be remiss without highlighting a very important figure in John's life. Although John and his father are fortunate to have a unique bond that many fathers and sons don't, I must mention John's late grandfather, who he really idolized growing up, and whom I was fortunate enough to get to know over the years. He was a man who loved his family more than anything in the world and did anything to make sure they were safe. I know he continues to watch over you, John, every day. and I know he's very proud of the man you've become and confident that you will carry on his legacy with the family you are about to start. It's no secret out there. I'm sure many of you, especially all the Nova alums here, the ones that call Mr. T turd. Actually, I heard a few of you at the bar tonight, and you're all scratching your heads thinking, how in God's name do these Terzano men keep out-kicking their coverage? You know, all due respect, Mr. T, all due respect, but Mrs. T is a 12 out of 10. She's the captain of the cheerleading squad, 4.0 at Nova, quadruple major, and 20 years younger than you. I mean, how in the world did you get that done? But, like all good sons do, they try to follow in your footsteps. And Johnny has done that with Steph. Look at this bride. She's absolutely stunning, not just today, but every day. I've got to hand it to the Terzano men. Pulling a rabbit out of your hat once, Mr. T, is a feat, but twice is really incredible. It's hard not to get to want to know Steph, because she's just a warm person who wants absolutely zero enemies in life. She's beautiful inside and out. She has this quiet, unassuming elegance about her. She's able to light up any room she walks in without having to say a word. Steph has this trait that I've only really come across in my wife, and that is she goes out of her way to find the good in every single person she comes in contact with, even at times when that's absolutely impossible to do. You know, on our way last night to the rehearsal dinner, I asked John if there was anything he wanted me to mention about Steph that he admired most about her. And he said, yeah, what I am amazed most by her is her ability to take care of others and worry about others more than herself. And I remember Mr. T talking about a story last night that exemplifies this. Apparently, Steph got these front row tickets to Nova versus West Virginia last year, big game at the Wells Fargo Center now. And